Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to this week's PvP Meta Breakdown. And we brought on my buddy Faytscar. You can check him out. He got a Twitch and a YouTube. We're gonna have links to that in the description box below, so y'all go check him out. So, what's going on, man? How you feeling today?
It's another day, but howdy everybody. How you doing over on the YouTube side?
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into some of what's been going on in the last week. We got a lot of changes in terms of what everybody is starting to do. We're actually starting to reach some form of an actual meta between the bottom and the top half. But let's go over and look at the tier list from last week. So of course we got the Arslan tiers, and then I kind of got my personal bias with Lairei and threw her up in the S tier, but she probably don't belong there.
I mean, I do be seeing her a lot, so it's not like she doesn't have a place. She's probably more like A plus tier,
Yeah,
but we don't have that type of tier right now.
yeah. The guys at the bottom, they're there because they just don't provide much, and none of this stuff is going to change. Of course, as well, single target dealers, not that relevant in the meta as a lot of the AoE damage that we have been seeing. So let's get into personally this week around. I had went all the way down to as far as rank 91. I was D-ranking just to see what the bottom was like throughout the week, so I can just like climb back up and see what everybody's doing, see how fast people were at the bottom. Were people outspeeding me? Were people tanking a lot of my damage? That kind of stuff. But I'm more curious right now to what your experience climbing through the ranks, Faytscar, because you wasn't in the top 100 like a couple weeks ago.
I was in and out of the top 100. It's just more of like you said, speed is king. If you can go faster than somebody else, you're most likely going to win that fight.
Exactly.
But there are those few comps down there that were using some pretty tanking units. But as soon as you got done with their damage dealers, it was pretty much game over for them.
Let's take a little bit look at the top players right now. And what shocked me was there's actually somebody that took Benga out of their place. This dude at the top, like legit remove the person that's been number one for like the last like 2 or 3 weeks now. And it's so shocking that it's even possible. And then just before starting the recording, we see that there's somebody else that's in the second place. So they might have attacked around rather than actually taking on Benga, but instead attack other people to kind of move around and get it. You can see that the point difference isn't too far greater, so you can easily attack someone else and get in this spot. But it looked like it's starting to get real close with the people that are fighting for the top positions and the top 10, where these guys are all extremely fast players. I could not imagine any of them being under 250 speed, if not 249 probably.
Right.
But
Yeah, these guys got like the fastest sets in the game right now.
and I can imagine this is not this person's real defense. It might be. Might be one of those situations where a person's like they gonna put really good gear but not ascend anything. I doubt that's it though. But
See, I've been running into defenses that have just been like trash tier defenses, but they've been high up in the rankings. And I think what they're doing is they're throwing like their secondary defense on there, and they're just sticking straight to attack to keep themselves up and afloat.
yeah, probably so. That was kind of like something that I was doing where I can just attack
Right.
myself
I
up.
think you have one of them on your actual PvP like attack list. His name is Wilfred. Like his defense, I don't think is his actual offensive team.
Yeah, yeah, could be. Yeah, definitely gonna have players around that's like that. What I do want to talk about also is another upset that's been in the meta. There's been a lot of Dark 9 everywhere lately. Like everybody is starting to play Dark Nine. I'm starting to think like maybe a couple people saw my videos and was just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yo, what's Dark Nine? Is Dark Nine good?" Because I had those questions come up. Like, is Dark Nine good? Should I get Dark Nine? And it's like, oh, you could, but Dark Nine's starting to shake things up.
Yeah, Dark Nine and Blue Nine. I think people are getting like sort of ready to try to get Green Nine whenever he drops.
Yeah. And then yeah, the blue nine I saw a couple times. I hit a few defenses with the blue nine as well, which dude counterattacked and did like a 6K crit. So I'm like, all right, maybe blue nine might be a little bit strong. And I kind of thought he would be decent for PvP, possibly defensively and everything. So we'll see as time go on if people pick up on him because there's like a bunch of heroes like a lot of people not really picking up and playing that much. Like the red pup for a while, it looked like people was going for Red Pup, but now I don't see him as much. He's still relevant, but just not as relevant as he once was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just going through like the list of me being attacked, I'm seeing like a bunch of Blue Nines. I'm seeing a bunch of Dark Nines. Everybody's starting to focus on them a lot.
All right, so just to get into some of the actual ranking, I really think Dark Nine deserves A just because of the frequent usage of him right now.
Yeah, the uptick in usage is probably not only PvP related, but it's also probably PvE related as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, because that's how I use. He started out as mainly for my PVE, but ended up being just really good for my PvP. So yeah, 100%. Before I forget, we scroll through this top 100. Not much has changed a lot with the alliances that are in the top 100. Look at that, we got more ZP up at the top. I see you, Red Hood. I see you, player. But but Superior has so many more players that are in the top 100. It's ridiculous. Like them, and I will have to say maybe Final Boss have the most players in the top 100, but like they are killing on the number of players that they have here. I probably next week actually take a count just before starting the video to see how many players that's actually for them. But most of them, like as you see, like we started to see some of the other alliances through the ranks, but most of them are at the top, like above the top 50. So that shows their strength and how great they are. They are a pretty cool community too. I've been welcomed with open arms. So yeah, shout outs to those guys.
It's like every time I refresh a list, there's probably a superior player right there.
Yeah, at least one. All right, so let's finish out this tier list and what some of the changes may be. Like personally, what have you saw differently in the last week?
Differently, like besides the nines, I think I've seen a lot of not a lot of, but I've seen the same defense with the double Helga as their defense with water and dark Helga. So somebody's starting to pick up on the double cleave potential of those two Helgas, and I think I might be switching that way as well.
Yeah, I've seen a couple Dark Helgas. I know the previous week she just wasn't there, wasn't no one using her. At least I haven't seen anyone use her. The week before that, then she was around. It's like, are people going to build her? Are people not going to build her? I think she's great. I think she's an amazing hero and what she's capable of, especially if she moves first and kills. Then you get that extra turn. It's like, why
Mm-hmm.
not? Why not build her? So right now, I'm thinking she's probably a solid B until we see just more of her in the meta.
Right, B is probably her spot, and then the Dark Nine that you have sitting down there next to, or is that Blue Nine? Yeah, Blue Nine sitting down there. I think he's a solid B as well.
Yeah, because he's just starting to get picked up, so definitely gonna slap him in. I finally, I didn't think it was possible, but I saw a couple of blue Astros. I didn't think she was even a thing that was going to be relevant PvP wise, though. But she is a single target dealer, so I couldn't give her anything more than a B. I really don't want to put her in the C either, just because I know she's really good. It's not even just like for PvP wise. I think it's more of the other content that she like shines in the
Right.
most. But the only reason I don't want to give her C is just because if you look at the C rank, they are the most common heroes. Everything you have early on, most of which that you use for progression, that are going to be commonly used. Even for some of the people that's possibly at the bottom of the top 100, but just not relevant enough in the mid to upper portions of the top 100. So that's kind of why I just don't want to put her in C. I'll even opt to put the dirty bird in the B, but I don't really see too much of him like lately either. So
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a hot minute since like
so,
the first week.
he's been there. He's been there. It's just he's not used as commonly. And this week I've seen him a couple times, but towards the end of the week I haven't really seen him at all. So I cannot
Right.
really like remove him from the list until he just shows up more. Like he's just not there. Someone that wasn't around as much, I guess I failed to put in, was the green Astrid. Like not super common, but not super uncommon as well.
Yeah.
I know that's your baby right there too, though.
Yeah, because she's a great damage dealer and a great single target damage dealer, but not on defense. Like that S2 is going to be the downfall of her when it comes to defense. But when it comes to offense, just having that S1 and being able to snipe somebody who's really low, and maybe you're missing a couple points off your burst and you do that, you can either use that burst to snipe their next person that goes in line, or you can save it for your AoE dealer and have them do it. It's actually a really good person to have on offense at least in my opinion.
Who I kind of want to move out of A tier just because they're just not even common. Like there's people that use her, some of the stronger players use her, but she's just not that common, and that's the blue Olivia. Like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I think she's a solid. I think she's strong. If more people was using her, if she was picked up more, then I would definitely say she deserved to be A. But I thinking she's more B because she's just not being used as often. And
Yeah, outside of like the top 10, like
yeah, and it's
it's
what, like two people.
yeah, there it's rarely that you'll see a blue Olivia, even though
Yeah,
she is really good
yeah,
with
and
that AoE defense break.
exactly. Then I'm starting to get to like where it's like our C tier are super common, low bottom top 100 type of heroes being used. The B tier is like that middle ground where they're there, but they're either single target damage dealers or they're just not being used by enough players to be in a higher tier because they all pretty much deserve to be A tier at the very least, but they're just not
Yeah,
used as commonly.
they're
Same.
they're more of like an offensive instead of defensive type of unit. Like on defense, they'll do their job, but they won't do their job in the right hands when it's not AI.
Yeah, because the AI is going to always go skill 2, and sometimes you want that skill 1 for
Exactly.
certain heroes. So it's like, you just don't make the cut. And then another one I want to move down is the red pup, just because
Yeah.
he's just not seen as much anymore. It's like there's people that have him, but not many people use him. Like he's actually towards the bottom more than he is towards the top now. It's like a handful of people. He's more common than the blue Olivia, but just still just not as relevant as he was the first couple weeks.
You need an AoE damage dealer, the pups are the way to go.
Oh yeah. 100%. Another one, because of my bias once again, that I had put into put into the S rank, was the fire Lairei, which yeah, I mean she's great. She is getting a lot more usage. She is pretty common, but the way I see S rank is if you're not Light Olivia, Green Lapis, or a Turn Bar booster, you probably don't belong up there. And the only other heroes that are up there are the Blue Pup and the Blue Helga, and it's because Blue Helga everyone builds, and if you didn't really build Blue Helga, you built Blue Pup. So there are
Hmm.
like extremely common throughout the entire top 100. They are the most used, so they deserve those positions as the damage dealer.
Especially with Helga, because she's free and everybody gets to build her, and she does amazing damage.
Yeah, where like some people are been asking, like, all right, should I 6-star her? Should I send her? Like, should I build her? Like, if you're not going to replace her with anything, max build her. She's great. Like, even in the Korean PvP, she's still one of the top used heroes by a few players.
Right, and my blue Helga is 6-starred, awakened.
So
Just
yeah,
because she's very prevalent in both PvE and PvP.
so win-win there. So this week it feels like I'm moving a lot of heroes down, then moving them up. Dark Nine got moved up, but it feels like I'm moving them a lot down. Like even the
Yeah,
red Yashua, just because Arslan became a thing, he's not as relevant. He's falling more and more out of relevancy in the PvP meta.
yeah, and then you got the Dark Helga and Astrid and all them starting to fill out the B tier. Gonna hurt some people's opinions on them, but when it comes to PvE, they're good. When it comes to PvP on defense, they might not be as good, but on offense, they are definitely very prevalent.
No, because in a situation cause like the way I have my team built is for my team to be a little bit more faster, so I don't do as much damage when I go crit and speed rather than crit rate crit damage. So certain defenses where they're a little tankier, they're able to get away if I'm outspeed and I'm not able to kill them in time. They might be able to luck up and beat my offense, even though I outsped them, just because they was able to survive and get a turn in between my whole team moving and not everything dying right away. So a lot of the
Right.
single target dealers just don't cut it. They get rid of that one hero and do nothing else after that. But you have a hero like Helga, for instance, because she's always there. She just goes and wrecks my team afterwards. Or even Fram, if she lands a decent stun. She just needs to stun like the one right unit. Then that's pretty much it from there.
Messes up your whole offense.
Completely. And Fram is one that's still solid, common throughout there. I kind of want to build her myself and throw her on defense if I could.
Yeah,
He's
but
great.
you already know the light Sophie's coming.
Oh man, can't
He's about to shake it up.
definitely can't wait to see how the whales do with her. She's probably going to be in the top 20 pretty commonly. I can expect. I don't know what the blue Sophie does yet, but I'm hoping that she'll be a solid Helga replacement for me personally. But
Right.
outside of that, if she is, she's going to be great for PvP. But I'm hoping she has a little more relevancy for PvE as well. So we can take a little bit of a look back at the rankings and look at some of the bottom rankings, because this is one of the ones that I've been like really like kind of like shocked by, because the bottom rankings are starting to look more like the top rankings, somewhat, not all the way, but they're starting to get there where the heroes
See,
that
look,
everyone's
the double Helga cleave on number 100
yeah, yeah, you
for his
did say,
defense.
yo, you did say that, yeah.
It's starting to become prevalent. I'm telling you, the double Helga cleave is about to start wrecking people, especially when she gets her ascension on Monday. Yeah, next week is going to be a whole new week, and it's going. If there's not a meta shift, there will be in the following week.
Oh yeah, for sure. Once everybody get themselves settled in, get the extra little monies, and then they're gonna be good to go.
They get their Sophie built, they get their Helga ascended. It's gonna be hell down here at the bottom 100, middle top 100.
Yeah, but most importantly, make sure you get that speed up. You don't got the speed, then doesn't matter who
Right.
you build, they won't be doing too much.
Yeah, they won't be taking a turn at all.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week's meta breakdown of the tier list and everything. I definitely appreciate you coming on with me for this week, Faytscar. Make sure y'all check this guy out. He's a beautiful dude.
Appreciate you for having me.
As always, make sure you guys like the video if you like it. If you don't, we do also have a button for you guys as well. Join us on Discord so we can sit and chat and have a good time and all of that stuff. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe so you can get all this PvP meta breakdown madness weekly every Monday. And this is your host, GamerDude 2088, signing out. Much love. God bless. Deuces.